Hello, everybody. My name is Perez, and welcome to my TED Talk. Today, we're talking about three elements that follows three quotes. The first three elements are success, adversity, and foundation. The first quote for foundation is your beliefs are determined by your actions, and your actions are determined by your results. Make sure that you can live with the results of your actions. The second element is adversity. So, the quote for adversity is no matter how talented you are, there's always going to be someone who is better. Learn their skills or challenge them so your weaknesses will be revealed. And the third quote is for success. And the quote says, no one can make it on the top by themselves. It takes blood, sweat, and tears. With that, we need to appreciate the people who stand behind us so we can rise. They are the ones who will pick us up if we fall. The ladder to success is steadiest when there is someone who supports it. Let's go into depth with foundation. So, foundation for me is my family, specifically two family members, which is my aunt and my granny. These two people have been major supporters and have been there for me since day one. They are the ones that made me realize and that made me who the person that I am today and have improved me to become who I am today. And with following that, with foundation, I have a place where I feel grounded, and that place is my workspace, and my workspace, which is known as my house. The reason being is that once I come home from extracurricular activities or with school, I get things done easily, and my creativity goes spirals and spirals into many different imaginations, and also I get things done quickly. I put my intuition into my goals, and I get things done quicker than ever. With that, I have had many dreadful and dark moments in my life that made me who I am today, and also made me change the way I think and also how I see things. It makes me realize that I need to appreciate the smaller things of life. And with that being said, the most unsteady and rocky event that had happened in my life was about roughly 5 to 6 years ago due to my grandfather's death. My grandfather's death has impacted me negatively, but also positively, but mainly negatively. Let's stay with the negatively. For example, once my grandfather died, I was in the 5th grade, and everybody's 5th grade goal is to just have a fun time or either just improve their grades and learn a little bit more about themselves. With me, once my grandfather passed away, it wasn't necessarily like that. It was more of me being negative about life, me having a very ugly behavior, and also my education, because of me, it went really down. It went really down because of my grandfather's death. I didn't see it in a positive way. Once I started going into middle school and into high school, it made me realize how I used my grandfather's death and I used my family's aspirations to become a better person and to be to saying that unsteady and rocky situation helped me to become who I am today, because without that I wouldn't become anybody at the moment. Let's talk about a little bit about privilege and what goes with privilege. So for me, privilege, how I see privilege and how the media portrays privilege, is your basic white community that they're able to say whatever they want, do whatever they want, and basically have whatever they want. And with that being said, how I think how I'm privileged is yes, I am privileged and I can use my voices in many different levels. But also financially saying, I cannot say that I'm privileged because, I have a low income family and I can't afford the things that I have, and that's perfectly fine. It's the necessities that always counts. But with that being said, many people don't have the opportunities to have specific things. For example, I have a friend who is already done with high school and everything, and she is going to her dream university. And with that being said, her dreams universities and big big goal universities are very, very hard to get. But she was lucky enough to get in. But with those good universities, there's a cost, being very expensive. And she comes from a low income family, and she can't afford financial aid, and also can't afford to pay her college tuition on time, or in a few years she'll be in student debt. And it's kind of sad to see, people who work hard and not get the proper opportunities, but people who live luxurious lives and live in luxurious places can get that. And I feel that it's very, like, not fair to the system, and not fair as us teens and us people who are growing into seeing different perspectives and learning about them. So I feel that it's kind of like you don't get to choose where you're going to be. It's more of a destiny kind of moment. Also, following up with success, everybody has their own definition of success, on what defines it, on who defines it. But for me, success is defined on how positive you are, and people who work hard for the success, people who don't give up. I look up to those people. There's many artists who come from humble beginnings and to where they are right now, and they still keep on working hard. For example, one of the many artists that I look up to is a rapper called J. Cole. He came from humble beginnings as a teenage boy, and he also worked for paying his mom's bills and also doing what he's at best, making music. And with that, he built up his success by telling his rocky moments and unsteady moments into his music and turning by art. Also, in my real life circumstances, is that in my family, my grandmother works very hard. She works at a gasoline station and works up to 3 a.m., up to 1 to 2 p.m., basically like 10 to 11 hours. And she comes very, very exhausted at home, and it's very sad to see it, but she's doing it for her success. She's doing it for a need to for us. Following with the book that I was assigned for this assignment is that I didn't really have a change in perspective or anything, not major changes, but small changes, because once I was going in depth with the book, it felt relatable to me. It felt something that I can relate to. I never changed my perspective when I was young. Yes, I didn't know anything, but my perspectives once I was growing up to be the person I am right now, it was more of like, yes, I can relate to this. Yes, we might not have the same circumstances, but we do relate in those rocky and unsteady moments. And with that being said, the one major concept that I was in depth about the book was about envy, jealousy. I'll be completely honest. I was, to matter of fact, I was a jealous person, because people's successes comes like this. Mine was more of like, I had a lot of obstacles. I had a lot of, ups and downs, situations that I had to deal with. But I am very glad that I dealt with that. And with that being said, with the whole envy and jealousy stuff, this book has made many good points that we as human beings are not supposed to be envy about the things that we want in life and that we hope that will come to us, but more of, let's work on what we have right now and let's see what we can do with it. And that is very, very inspiring to me. And it kind of changed my whole perspective on how I perceive on envious things and on jealousy things. And I would like to wrap it all up. Thank you so much for hearing my TED Talk, and I hope you have a wonderful day.